He getting fucked tonight. We getting fucked tonight. She getting fucked tonight. We getting fucked tonight. Yeah. Stop calling my phone. She getting fucked tonight. Yeah. What's up, y'all? So, who getting fucked tonight? You, me, multiple, we, all of us in between. I feel like I've talked about this before, but I want to talk about threesomes. Let's talk about threesomes. Let's talk about threesomes in relationships. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Because my nigga asked me if I want to have a threesome. And it ain't the first time you asked me. He asked me it a few times. Now, I know I've done some freaky dicky shit, and I've done some freaky nasty things in my relationships. In the past, I've had a lot of threesomes. But this one, I don't feel like I should. Oh, I gotta get into all this, y'all. I gotta get into all this. Ugh. Y'all ready to get into some shit? I'm ready. Let's start that shit off. Let's go. Linkinwitrobby. So dude hit me in my DM, right? And I'm just like, all you niggas freak out, and that's just all it is. First off, girl, fuck him. And you are now listening to Linkinwitrobby. Welcome. Bring it on in. You already know what it is. It's your boy Robbie K, back with another one, Linkinwitrobby podcast, episode 47. What? 47. We are almost to the big 50, and we again are approaching my yearly anniversary, my 1 year anniversary doing this shit, y'all. I've had so many people I know who started a podcast, abandoned a podcast, started a podcast, quit a podcast. They rarely make it to a year, let alone 50 episodes. And here I am. And I ain't gonna do too much. But y'all get it. Y'all see it. And I'm proud of myself. And I'm gonna keep going. Now, how is everybody doing? No, come on in. Don't be shy. Let's be vulnerable. Let's open up. Let's talk about some things. How is everyone's mental? Are you good at home? I'm good. I know one thing. I don't like putting people's business out there. It seems like every friend of mine who's been in a relationship or was married to somebody is on the verge of a divorce. They've either divorced, they're separated, they're breaking up, they're leaving the home, they're moving out, moving into new places. It is a disaster out there on the relationship standpoint. And it's so crazy because while I was out there being single and free and hoeing and thotting and bopping, they was all at home and in love and painting a perfect picture. But now look at everybody. Crashing and burning, and look at me. Thriving and surviving. But I ain't gonna do too much because any relationship can crash and burn. And mine could be flying high today and crashing in the ocean tomorrow. Who's the fuck to say? You know what I mean? But I love my nigga. I love my man. I love my dude. It's so funny. We have this conversation all the time, but we're really like best friends to the point where we can just hang out and chill and do nothing. We could be in our own little world. He could be on looking at his TikToks. I could be looking at my phone. We could be sitting right next to each other, sharing TikToks with each other, or watching a movie together, drinking together, eating together because I cook for him all the time. Just whatever we're doing, we're good as long as we're together. It's to the point where sometimes we can't sleep apart. We don't live together. I didn't want to be like one of those gays that like, as soon as you get in a relationship, or as soon as they get in a relationship, they jump into the moving in phase. I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to just jump into moving in with somebody and living with somebody that I don't even really know that well. And that's not to say I don't know him, but I don't want to take that step again. My last relationship, a few weeks in, I was already trying to sleep with a man, live with a man. No. We're going to take it slow this time. And I'm going to make sure everything I need to be settled is settled on my end. He makes sure everything that needs to be settled is settled on his end. And so we move in collectively together. Everything financial-wise is already good. Everything is already set up the way it's supposed to be. And there's no cracks. There's no cracks in the foundation at that point. You feel me? So right now, I'm just allowing myself to enjoy our honeymoon phase. It's been so long since I've been able to enjoy a honeymoon phase. My last relationship, the honeymoon phase was lasting until things went left. Before that, we didn't even have a honeymoon phase. It was just cute. And I just want to really enjoy my partner. It ain't even about the sex, because we have amazing sex. I do enjoy having sex with him. But it's so many things that he's done with me that he's never done with another partner that he is so amazed by. And it's so funny how every day we'll sit there and be like, well, I did not imagine in a million years that me and you will be together. And here we the fuck are. I'm sorry, y'all. I know y'all get tired of hearing me talk about my love life, but I just love my nigga and my man. Honestly, truly, that's what it is. Now, I'm going to let y'all know. I did leave my charger to my laptop over his crib. What? I know. Because of the last episode at his apartment, so that kind of happened. I'm not used to transporting my technologies and stuff, my microphone, all this stuff back and forth, and I just happen to leave that over there. So I'm going to try to record as much as I can. It may die, and I may have to start over or finish another time tomorrow, most likely. When you'll be listening to this, to be Tuesday, so even if you won't know at what point what cut. So I don't know why I'm telling you this. I'm just being transparent and talking too fucking much. It might be the Amsterdam, whatever. I ain't been drinking my liquor like I usually do. But I ain't had no XSL in a minute, truth be told. I need to get on that because I had got some Stella Rosa wine on a Saturday when I was cooking for him. It was everything that needed to be. It was. Like, I know I'm in love because I wake up in the morning when I'm over there. I be cooking omelets, bacon, grits, biscuits. I just be waking up just doing all kind of unnecessary shit. Toast, getting him some juice in a cup. I ain't never want to do that for a nigga. And here I am doing that for a nigga that appreciates it. He talking shit, but I talk shit too. So that's just how we speak to each other. We just talk shit. People see us, they like, you guys act like a fucking old couple that been married for 50 years. That's how we act. It was like, Bernice, get your big head ass in the house and stop staring at them neighbors. And it was like, Clive, don't talk to me like that. Fuck you. And then we be kissing in 5 seconds. It's never crazy. It's never too toxic. We're just very vocal and opinionated, and we joke, and we're goofy, and we can take shit. Like, funny story. I know. I'm going to get back to the podcast in a minute. Funny story. We have this thing that we take showers together sometimes, right? But whenever we take a shower together, he get out of the shower first, and then he'll change the water temperatures from hot to cold to make me cold, and then he'll run. And I've been plotting on getting him back ever since. Last night, we were in the shower. He got out first before me. He did not know I had a bottle of water, cold bottle of water, sitting by the tub. So immediately when he got out, he changed the temperature to cold. I grabbed that water bottle and drenched his ass. Drenched him. He had just dried off. Yeah, don't play on me. Don't play on me. So now you're trying to get me back, but I'm watching him. I got my eyes on him. But that's how that's how we bond. We play around. We do stuff like that. And honestly, truly, to make this more generalized, get in a relationship with somebody that's your friend first. So that means taking time to date them, taking your time to get to know their friends, their family, their loved ones, people that hang around their circle. Get to know them before jumping into something serious and making it exclusive. Be sure. You know what I mean? I did all those things and I was hesitant and I was cautious and I was worried. But do all that first before you jump into something and then you realize you might not want to be with that person. Find that out before you be with that person. Why make something official if you don't really know if you want to be with them? May sound simple, but a lot of people like to avoid that step, and I'm so glad I did not. I am so glad I did not. Anywho, on to other news. There's been a lot of things going on. I don't know if y'all been seeing. It's been a lot of shit going on. Like I said, a lot of my friends are going through so many relationship things, and I try to give everybody advice. Because I'm like, when y'all was in relationships and I was single and I was talking to all these fuck niggas, they was giving me advice. And sometimes I was receptive and sometimes I wasn't. And it's just like, sometimes they be telling me their relationship problems and I just sit there looking at them like, and that's why I was single for so long. Because the things that you guys are telling me, the things that you guys are informing me about are the things that kept me from jumping into any relationship with anybody. And watching them jump through hoops and come up with all these excuses and defenses to why they're staying is insane to me. I say to my boyfriend every day, Patrick, I tell him every motherfucking day, at any point that we take it too far or you cross a boundary that I'm not okay with, cheating for one, we're done. I'm not negotiating with a terrorist. And at that point, you are a terrorist with my heart. And I can't stand it. I can't stand for it, and I'm not tolerating it. He understands because he feels the same way. We want this relationship to be our last. So that's how we're treating it. But we're also making sure we don't fuck up anything because we don't want to fuck up with the person. He appreciates me. I appreciate him. We're trying to build together. We're trying to start together. And when I see all my friends in their relationships and they be crashing and burning, I be wanting to give them so much advice, but it's so hard because they may not listen. They're not going anywhere, or they're not really ready to leave the partner. And I just hear them out. But when I hear things that just trigger me from my last relationship, I'm just like, get out of that, please. Run. Run, Forrest. Run. Get the fuck out of that. Why are you still in that? You deserve better. Sometimes they don't hear me though, but I be saying it. They don't be want to hear that shit, but I do be saying it. Now, again, are they always receptive? Not always. Not always. Not always. The amount of people I've been talking to or friends with or whatever, and I'm just like, you and that person broke up on Tuesday. Y'all ain't been talking for weeks. They started dating somebody else. That ain't work out, and they hitting you back up, and you're entertaining it. You making sure they got something to eat. You making sure they get to work. Why are you doing that? Were they making sure you was good when they was cheating on you? When they was leaving you for somebody else, they was putting that person first and putting you second. And here you go putting them first. Girl, I've been there. But they called me foolish when I was there, so I got to call them out on their shit and let them know when they foolish. You know what I mean? That's just me on that one. But I do have a few news topics I need to get through before I get into like the main topic where I want to ask a few questions and discuss some things relationship wise. But I do want to get into some topics because it's some shit we got to discuss. It really is. It really, really is. Let me get my phone out because we got to go what's going on the docket. Let's go over what's going on the docket. So I have a question first before I get into this topic. It's a little messy, but I'm going to get into it. I have a question. Why is it that you guys be in these long-term relationships with these people, and then when you get out of the relationship, all of a sudden you're able to see all the bad they are? All of a sudden this person's problematic, or they're racist, or they're fraudulent, they're criminal, they're all these things. But there was those things when y'all was together and you benefited from that. What's up with that? Were you actually complaining actively during that time, or was you defending them and pretending that it wasn't happening? I never understood that. Any relationship I got out of, any issue I had when we broke up was an issue that was always vocally expressed and I stood on when we were together. Simple as that. I didn't wait till we broke up for me to be like, I have an issue with you fucking hoes behind my back. I had issues with you fucking hoes behind my back. Pardon me. I had an issue with you fucking hoes behind my back from the beginning. I never tolerated it. I expressed my concerns and you gaslit me. But anyways, let's get into this topic. So for those who may not know, I am an Orlando resident. Right? Okay, so with that being said, there's a popular couple, well, they're no longer a couple, that was together for a while. They was on Twitter, content creators, one known as Playboy Coke, another known as Liddy Sessions. Now, I know Liddy Sessions as JB. I met JB through my ex, Jeremiah. Keep up, I'm coming. We had a threesome with him. We had a few sessions with him. JB was like my dude I used to talk to when my nigga was acting stupid, and I was just like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm finna hit up JB because me and JB gonna talk and he gonna tell me what's up and what I should do. When I got out of a relationship with Jeremiah, me and JB never messed around. I left that alone. He got into a relationship with this boy from content creator world, Playboy Coke. Playboy Coke looked like some 12-year-old foreign twink. I can't tell you. He looks, you know how some people like they racially ambiguous where you just don't know what race they are, but they look like they could be something. That's how he gives off. He could be Puerto Rican, he could be Dominican, he could be Cuban, he could be Asian. I have no clue. Point is, they was in a long relationship. They was doing content with each other. I used to see them at the bathhouse together all the time. And recently they broke up, and JB replaced him with another nigga. Similar features, look very alike. Gays gotta stop doing that. But once they broke up, now they're just tarnishing each other's name. Now all of a sudden JB is saying that, oh, Playboy Coat was doing racial play. He used to be racist on them chat lines. He used to be scamming people, making them think they're getting something and they're not. And then he'll call him for backup so he could protect them and all this other shit. And I'm just like, was he doing all that when y'all was together? Because I'm pretty sure if he was doing that after y'all broke up, he was doing that when y'all was together. And that's not why y'all broke up. You feel me? And you cannot be upset about that man going behind your back having sex with other people, because when you met him, that's what he was on, and you was okay with it because you was down with it and you were doing it too. I used to see him repost and share his content when his boyfriend was getting fucked and sucked and slurped on all over the internet with other people. And I don't judge, because I've done open things like that as well. But you can't knock a person's hustle when you was down with the hustle, when you was benefiting from the hustle, and then when the hustle is over, you no longer want anything to do with it. Now, reason why I'm speaking on this is because I know them personally. And so I didn't know all these things was happening behind the scenes. Now, I knew they used to mess around with other people, and I'm pretty sure I knew they weren't faithful. But I had no clue that there was that many issues until I saw JB popping out with a new boyfriend. And I was just like, oh, clock it. Okay, we move fast. But I already knew he moved that fast, because I already knew how he moved. And I see the boy Playboy Coat going through some things, and he's not really happy. The breakup hit him pretty hard. And I feel bad for him, because a lot of us get with these niggas and we fall in love and we think this person's going to be our person. We be them for years and they drop us for another bitch just like that. But to just not only drop them, to turn around and also tarnish their name is crazy to me. Like, literally, he made a comment on a post. So a post said, this weird looking mother. Okay, this post was on Twitter March 3rd, and it was about Playboy Coke. It said, this weird looking motherfucker was caught running a race play group chat on Telegram calling black men apes and the N-word. He's lost no followers. Just remember this when y'all wonder why these non-blacks treat y'all so disposable, because they know y'all have no self-respect or dignity. JB responded to that tweet. He responded to it. He didn't have to. It had nothing to do with him. He responded to it just so he could be able to say something bad about Playboy Coke. He says, no lie detected in these comments. I used to date him, and all he did was scam guys and run to me for protection, and then had the nerve to keep doing it. I'm glad I moved on from this immature man. All right. First off, JB, you were way older than him in the first place. You should have been knew that. So let's move on. The person responded and said, so your black ass was dating him this whole time and continued dating him? That's weird from you, because I thought he was mixed with black, but there you come saying he's not and that he's weird. You're just as weird as them. And I agree. You cannot talk about somebody and how they run their business or who they are and how they carry themselves if you were down with the carrying. If you was down with the bullshit when y'all was together and you would benefit from it, you cannot talk about it now. Saying that he's weird, if he was a weirdo, if he was all these things, he was that when you met him. When you was running around here telling everybody, this is my man and fuck y'all, this is who I want to be with, y'all can't compare and stuff like that. You need to be saying the same thing. But because you got a new piece on your arm, you feel like you can knock him. And don't get me wrong, I'm not defending Mr. Playboy Coat, because, yeah, if you're doing all that stuff in your Telegram group, you probably are weird. But that's why I try to stay away from the non-blacks. I'm going to be real with you. I don't have time for that, because you're not going to fetishize me. You're not going to be like, yeah, give me that black cock, you nigger. You're not going to do any of that with me. I'm not here for none of that. Not here for none of that. I'm not good with it when we're together, and I'm not going to be good with it when we're not together. So I'm consistent. But I just hate people that see somebody the way they are and get in a relationship with them and complain after the fact. You were down with this bullshit. You were down with it. And yeah, you got out of the relationship, but you got out of it like, what, 3-4 years later? You ain't jumped right out. You seemed like you was going to be in it for a minute. You was comfortable. You feel me? You weren't trying to get out of that relationship. You was fine. I don't know. I try not to knock people and what be going on in their relationships and they break us, but sometimes people break us be saying more about themselves than it does about the partner you tarnishing. I held my tongue after me and Jeremiah broke up for a while. Even though he was talking shit about me and saying everything about me, he was projecting everything about him onto me. So everything he said about me really was about him, and I ain't have the time to. I ain't gotta do all that. When I finally did speak up and I exposed what was really going on and what happened, it was to clarify on the bullshit that he had said about me, talking about me, talking down to me, speaking on my name, trying to tarnish me. Yeah, I'm gonna put you on blast because baby, everybody know the motherfucking truth, and they just letting you get away with it. I'm not gonna do that. But do I keep doing it? No, I ain't gonna do that. And especially if I'm the one that left. I'm not doing that if I'm the one that left. I moved on. No, I'm not doing that. That's stupid. That's dumb. I just don't want to be out here contradicting or looking like a hypocrite just to make myself look better than my ex. That's just stupid. You were with them for a while and you was with them for a reason. So clearly you was okay with the bullshit. So cut it out. Stop it. Honestly, JB, you moved on to another light-skinned non-black. Love them the same way that you love this non-black. Okay? And when this one started calling you the N-word with the ER and asked you for protection from the black people, move accordingly this time and don't do the same you did before when you turned your head and pretend it wasn't going on. That part. Next post. This, I'm just moved right on from that. I moved on from that and went right on to the next doc. I didn't even want to talk about that shit no more. Next post I saw. This generation of gays are not romantic, just horny and homeless. Well, ain't that a word? Most gays do jump into relationships so they can have somewhere to live. I know too many that do it. I've never been one to do that because, mind you, I won't even move in with my boyfriend. I just don't believe in that. I'm sorry. I'm going to be in a relationship with you or be with you just to have somewhere to stay? What if I don't even like you like that? See, if I don't like somebody, I can't just be in somebody's house. I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to be around somebody I don't like. If I'm not genuinely interested in being around you, how am I gonna live with you? Like, if I have no attachment to you, I'm not in love with you, I don't have any strong feelings for you, how can I live in your residence? That means I gotta tolerate your house rules. That means I gotta live according to how you live and try to adapt to how you live. I don't know. I ain't never had to struggle that hard, so I guess I don't understand that. But I just refuse to do it. But it's true. Most of the time, they just want somebody they can fuck and live with. Literally. We call them hobosexuals because you guys are hobos and you're sexual to get somewhere to stay. And truth be told, again, I see it all the time. And sometimes I want to say you can't knock their hustle, but baby, have some dignity. Have some self-respect. Do something for yourself. Don't leech off for another bitch. That's not good for you. Don't do that. Please. Don't do that. That's not cute. It's not cute at all. It's not adorable. It's not admirable. And you gotta want more for yourself. Please. Somebody has to. Somebody has to want more for themselves. I want more for you guys. You know? And maybe you don't want more for yourself, but I want more for you. I don't know. Speaking of wanting more for someone and being hopeful for a person, our friend, dear friend, Lil Nas X. So, recently, Lil Nas X appeared in court for his previous case back in the end of last year. I can't remember what date it was, but you guys remember when he quote-unquote assaulted a police officer or allegedly assaulted a police officer and was running down the street naked and in his tighty-whities and that whole situation. He appeared in court and he had a few statements to say after he got outside, which is crazy because I don't think we've heard his voice since that incident back then when he spoke out. And basically what he had to say was, let's go here. This was his statement. All I wanted to say is to my fans, I really love you. I miss you. And I appreciate your support so much. I can't wait to be back hugging you guys. You guys have a good day. It goes on to say, I'm on Gay Magazine. You know I love them. Lil Nas X pleaded not guilty to the charges and is facing up to 5 years in state prison. His lawyer asked the judge for a short delay so she could file a motion seeking to transfer his felony police battery case into an unspecified diversion program. Diversion programs generally lead to charges being dismissed if defendants complete treatment or rehabilitation, which makes sense what he's trying to do. I'm not sure how he's going to do this if he's saying that he wasn't intoxicated or he wasn't under the influence of drugs. I feel like he would have to admit that to seek rehabilitation unless he's going to claim some type of mental illness. I'm not sure how he's going to go about this. It seems like a kind of cut and dry case. It seems pretty black and white. I mean, we have video evidence of him acting out, and I'm pretty sure the police's witnesses and stuff would be more credible. But I don't think he deserves 5 years. But I don't know how he's going to get out of this one. I'm hopeful for him. I'm hoping for the best. I'm glad he sat down. Hopefully he's doing better. I do think it was drug influence, but if people say it wasn't, I don't know. I think it was. Even if it was like something that he had taken days prior, I do think drugs has something to do with this in a way. It was a bad trip, and I do feel bad for him. I don't really have much to say about it outside of that because I just want to give an update on what he had to say because I did cover it when it initially happened. But I'm concerned for Lil Nas X, and I don't want to see him down and out like the rest of our gay community. You know what I mean? They're always counting for us to be out. They're always counting for us to fuck up and be down and doing terrible. And I don't want that for him. I don't want that for him. Now, speaking of Gay Magazine, some good news. Trax, the dude that does the Queer Pop the Balloon, I don't watch it because I think it's just like embarrassing for gays to go on there and just be mean gays to each other and just embarrass each other who be trying to date each other. I don't know. It's just stupid. Because they probably still fuck each other. So why y'all going on there being like popping balloons and acting like y'all too good for each other? I don't know. I don't like it. But the dude that is doing it, he signed a distribution deal with Gay Magazine and Snapchat. And I got to give him his tens for that because that's good. That is good. You've turned your platform into something a little bit bigger to make money. And that's good, as he should. I'm praying for the best. I hope it is successful and takes off even further. I would love to see more gays on there with a little bit more mature mindset, but that's not what's going to get the views. I understand that. That's not what's going to get the engagement. Y'all like the messy gays. Y'all like the girls that think they mean girls, who think they're Lindsay Lohan and Mean Girls, or they think they're Katie or Regina George. Whatever. I get that. I try to watch a few clips, and every time it's just somebody on there just being abrasive, passive aggressive, shady for no fucking reason. You know, I saw when Ray Potts was just on there recently, and for some reason, as soon as he walked out, all the girls popped their, all the boys, I say girls, I'm talking about boys, all of them popped their balloons. Now, I get he do content creation, and I know he's messy as hell, but that wasn't necessary, because some of y'all would still suck his dick. Some of y'all would. I know y'all would. I would, so I know y'all would. I wouldn't do it without my boyfriend. My boyfriend would have to help me in that. He'd have to help me out with that, but yeah, like y'all just be messy for no reason. Some people they be shading and going off on. They don't be nothing wrong with the boys. They just do too much, and y'all be sitting there with purses out of Zara, all dressed like they just came off of Fashion Nova, thinking they all are ready for the Met Gala. It's just sometimes I love my gays, but sometimes y'all get on my motherfucking nerves, and I don't like y'all. Y'all just I feel like the dude Trax is doing a great thing. We'll pop the balloon by showcasing the dating issues we have in our dating in our LGBTQ community as far as dating goes. Like the dating pool is trash, so I do like that he's shedding light to that. I just think some of the girls go on there to be viral. Some of them go on there just to be funny, and they think they all comedians, and they be like, "Girl, I'll punch you in your fucking face." Like that's what be making me want to say, like, "I'll punch you in your shit." Like that's why I don't do stuff like that. I couldn't do it because my temper, my attitude, and my reaction to things just ain't built for that type of stuff. God don't put me in those spaces for a fucking reason. That's what I'm gonna say about that one. That is what I'm gonna say about that one. Now, this is the part of the episode where we get into the main topic of what I wanted to discuss. It's nothing really too dire or serious or major. Mainly, I just wanted to talk about how, when you're in a relationship and your nigga may come to you with a proposition, question, or maybe he just had an idea or a fantasy. He want to know if you're down with it. Yeah, he hit me with the question. Some might say this question typically is the death to a relationship. No, I'm not being dramatic. This typically can be the end all be all for a relationship because it can open up so many doors. It can trigger so many insecurities and can cause so many demons to come out of the closet, right? Oh my God. Y'all, he asked me if I would have a threesome with him. And no. Not only did he ask, he stated that he wanted to have a threesome. And that he had never done that before with his relationships. Okay. Now, before I get into what my answer and my response was, why is it that niggas get with me and they want to explore their freak side? What if I don't want to be doing all that? You know what I mean? Like, what if I don't want to be having threesomes? What if I don't want to be doing any of that freaky shit? Like, maybe if I just want to do the freaky things just with you, I don't want another person in the room. You know what I mean? What if that's the case? Why am I always the person that they get with and they're just like, you know what? Let's do A, B, C, D, and E, F, G. And I'm like, you ain't do none of this in your other relationships. Why me? And I get it. I come off very understanding. I'm very open-minded. I'm very free will. I speak my mind about a lot of things and I'm down for a lot of shit. And I think that's what it is. People recognize that I'm down with the shits. I'm with it. I'm with all of it. But the thing is, I have so much trauma and so much PTSD from my last relationship and how we played that role, how we did those things. And they didn't go as well. It didn't end well. I'm not with the nigga no more, as you can see. And it became so much to this point where it was like we were doing threesomes all the time. We were having orgies all the time. It was always a group session. It was never just us sometimes. You know what I mean? The weekend would come and it'll be like, let's turn up. Let's go get some more dick. And I'm like, oh my God. And it got to the point where I got worn out from it. Now, when I became single, after that relationship, yes, I parlayed. I had my time. I had fun. But I kept saying, when I get in another relationship, I don't want to do that with my partner. I just don't. I tried it with the jail dude. We did it a few times. And even those never came out the way I wanted it to come out. So it just never really it never struck me as something I would do again. So when he came to me with this proposition, I'm sitting here and I'm like, my initial reaction is no. Full stop. Hell, fuck no. We ain't doing none of that. But then a part of me is like, okay, well, Robert, try to hear him out. You've been open-minded before. Hear his reasoning. He has his different reasons to why he wants to do it. He feels like he can't please me in certain areas and he feels like he wants someone else to come into the picture, but I never requested that. I don't want that. I don't know if we can try a threesome and then listen, what can end up happening? There's so many things. Like I said, this could be the end all be all for a relationship. You can try a threesome with your partner, let somebody into the door, and it can change how you guys view each other. Watching your partner have sex with somebody else and enjoy it, and there's a possibility they may enjoy having sex with them more having sex with you, that is not fun. It's not a fun feeling. I've been there. I don't want to feel that again. And I don't want my partner to feel that. Now, I've had some threesomes where we always having a blast, but I don't know if that's what I have right now. I don't know if our relationship could withstand that. And why try it out? Why fix what's not broken? He states he just wants to do it one time just to see how he feels. And I'm like, okay, but there's a negative side to that. So, okay, it can go great. Right, cool, great. Great, it goes great. Does that mean we're going to have to do it again? And if it is great, what if you want to do it again without me? What if the person likes me more? What if I like them? All these things can happen. And then the real negative is, what if you see me having sex with them in front of you and you are immediately turned off from me and you never see me the same again? I don't want to risk that. And as open as I am and as free spirit as I am, and oh, I'm with it, let's go, fuck, turn up. Linkin with Robbie, you know what I mean? Like all that shit. It's cool, but I'm trying to build something serious right now. Like I said, I'm trying to make sure our foundation is good. And if your foundation ain't solidified, you don't need to be doing nothing like that. That's just the honest truth. Playing around and dabbling in that field, that ain't nothing to play around with when you got a relationship that you care about. So, honestly, my answer is still no. I can see it being something I would want to try maybe down the line. But right now, we're just like literally just now, like 5 months into this, watching porn together. We just now started doing that. Let's do baby steps. You know what I mean? Let's do baby steps. Let's first get comfortable jacking off in front of each other, watching porn, doing the normal basic stuff before we jump into like the real freaky shit. Because what he doesn't understand is in that moment, if you think you be overthinking when it's just you and me, your thoughts are gonna fucking race when it's you, me, and somebody else. And I have severe trust issues. I've been doing very well with keeping them at bay. I've told you guys many times, I've had multiple moments where my trust issues was just peaking and it was like, oh my God, I'm about to fucking lose it. And I had to keep myself under control. But why trigger something that don't need to be triggered? Now I gotta wonder if we have a threesome, if this is somebody you've already wanted to fuck, if this is somebody you used to talk to, if this is somebody you know. So now I gotta control it, right? Now I gotta make sure it's somebody that is a neutral party that don't know neither one of us. Then I gotta make sure when you walk them to the door, you're not getting their phone number. So now I gotta watch you walk them to the door. Then we gotta figure out how we're gonna create a profile. We're gonna do this off of Jacked. So now we gotta make a couples page. It's so many things that you have to go through and do that I just did not want to have to go through and deal with in this relationship. It was never a reason. I want to focus on the shit we got going on as is. I don't want to add to it. And the more I talk about it, the more I'm really realizing I really don't want to do it. I don't. And it's not a lot of good reasoning to why. If the only reason is because you think I'm not being fully satisfied, that's not a good enough reason because I'm fine. I'm good, baby. I am good. You are not the first bottom I've dated. Let's keep that together. All my relationships, every nigga I've dated, they started off as a bottom and they eventually started doing whatever they want to do. They became versed in a relationship with me. So I don't need extra pleasure, especially not from some other nigga. Because whenever I've had threesomes with my partner, whenever I've done anything, group sessions or anything like that with my person I'm into, what turns me on is them being turned on. I don't know if what turns you on is me being turned on. You know what I mean? And I just don't want to open that door. I don't want to do it because once you open that door, you can't close it. I know he's saying one time and one time only. That's a lie. Because if you enjoy it, why would you not want to do it again? If you're enjoying it and it was great and it was amazing, why would you not want to do it again? Exactly. So I don't believe in we can just do it one time and never do it again. That ain't how this works. That is not how it works. It's not how it works. I just don't know how to control that. That's something you really can't control once you open up that door. I don't know, y'all. I'm really just torn about it, and not really that much torn because it seems like I'm kind of firm in my stance here that I don't want to do that. Now, am I open to going to a bathhouse, a nude beach, a sex resort, or something like that, and walking around with my partner? Yes, I'm okay with that. I think I can handle that. But I don't even know if we'll be doing that and then sex will even come into the equation. It probably won't. Baby steps. Baby step me. I'm not ready. I've been through a lot. I've had a lot of fun on my own. I've got a lot of time on my own where I didn't need another person in the room. I don't know if I am ready to share my partner with somebody else. And I don't know if I'm ready to be shared in front of my partner with, you know what I mean? Like, I don't see it. I'm not confident enough into it. To be honest, I'm not confident enough for it. And I don't know. I just want to, if you want to do that, make sure you're doing it because you want us both to be pleased, both of us to be happy, both of us to be in the vibe and enjoying it. Because if either one of us is doing it for the wrong reasons, then we might as well just throw the whole fucking threesome away. Toss it out the window. Trash that hoe. Because at this point, what we doing it for? To sabotage our relationship? To destroy what we have tried to build? No. Nah, nigga, we not doing that. We're not setting ourselves up for failure. I like what we have going. I like the vibe we have. I like the connection we have. I like our friendship, our relationship, our chemistry. I'm not trying to fuck that up by bringing another nigga in here. Who gonna think he better than both of us? Who gonna think he's needed? You have to keep in mind, a lot of the people that come into the relationship or threesomes or whatever, the third person, they come into it thinking like, oh yeah, y'all need me. And that is not the point. You have to make sure they're aware to know that, baby, you are just a body. You're a body. You're a sex tool. You're no person. You don't have a face. You don't have a personality. You're nothing. And the problem is what happens is they become more than that. And I don't want to let that happen. Because if I let that happen under my watch, I can't get mad at the effect. Like if this ends up blowing up in my face, who the fuck am I gonna get mad at? Who can I get mad at? It's my fucking fault. Ain't nobody else's fault but mine. And I'd be damned if I set myself up that way. That would be stupid as fuck. Stupid as fuck. If I ever do that. So, like I said, the more I think about it, the more I'm like, nah. But on the other side, yes, I fantasized about it. Yes, when we've jacked off together, we've had sex, I have thought about, while he's sucking my dick, I'm picturing somebody fucking him. Yes, I have fantasized about that. Yes, I have fantasized while I'm sucking his dick, somebody fucking me. Yes, I've fantasized about that. Yes, I've thought about, his dick and somebody else's dick in my mouth, or my dick and somebody else's dick in his mouth, or him fucking somebody and we taking turns fucking a bottom. I've thought about all of that. All that slutting out shit, slut me out, all that shit, I've fantasized about it. But a fantasy is different. It's a huge difference. There's a huge difference between a fantasy and reality. And you have to make sure that both parties in the relationship understands the difference. And I need to make sure that we are all on the same page, that we're just bringing a fantasy to life, and that is it. This is not going to be a day-to-day thing. This is not going to become the new norm. And we're not in a fucking open relationship. Girl, what do I keep getting myself into? Like, why everybody want to share me? Like, why everybody want to slut me out? Like, what the fuck? What about me makes you guys want to just pass me to your homies? Like, my God, I am so tired of fucking the whole crew. I am so tired of that. That was fun when I was able to like, woo, I'm doing it, bit. But when I'm in a relationship, I'm a different person. I'm not the same person as I am when I'm single. When I'm single, I be with all the bullshit. I'm with it all. But when I'm in a relationship, I'm monogamous. I'm faithful. I'm loyal. It's all about me and that person. I don't want to bring nobody else in there, and I don't want nobody thinking they can come up in this shit. You know what I mean? Like I don't want that. And I don't want you feeling like you have to do something because you don't think you're fulfilling my needs. And no, nigga. Because even if you wasn't fulfilling my needs, I would never need you to get nobody else to come in here. That wasn't why I was doing no threesome. I was doing a threesome because I was already into threesomes, which I like threesomes. But my last relationship taught me that I don't have to do that in my relationships. I enjoyed it when we did it. Yeah, we had a ball when we did it. But for the moments when we did not have a good time when I wasn't enjoying it, that outweighed the good. It outweighed the good. So the risk factor, nah, it's just stupid. It's just stupid. It doesn't make sense to do it. It doesn't make sense for my brand and who I'm trying to become. Yes, y'all know me as Robbie. Yes, y'all know me as Linkinwitrobby or the person that's promiscuous or whatever the case may be. But no, I'm not gonna be known as the nigga every relationship he in, everybody fucking. Like, come on, man. Like, no, that's not what I want to be. I don't want to be that. Shit, why can't I be the nigga that they be like, nah, my nigga not gonna go for that? Why can't I be that nigga? Damn, like, am I asking for too much? Well, shit, I ain't asking nothing because I wasn't the one that proposed this shit. It was it was proposed to me. So really, was I asking anything? No, I'm just answering the question. And I just honestly don't know. And I'm gonna ask this for a lot of people. Cause I know a lot of people is most likely their answer is gonna be no. Would you be able to have a threesome with your partner? If your partner said to you, hey, we're going out of town, we're going on a trip, we're going out of state, out of country, we're going traveling somewhere, whatever the case may be, whoop whoop. If somebody want to join us, can they? How would you respond to that? Or better yet, if that person, the person that you're dating, your partner, asks you, can I fuck you and your friend? How would you respond to that? Would it make you feel insecure? Would it trigger you? Would it piss you the fuck off? Would you feel as if there's some secret agenda going on there? Ulterior motive. Would you feel that way? Or would you just hear them out? Because when he asked me if I would have sex with him and my friend. If we had a threesome, he'll want to be with one of my friends. And I was, of course, like, nigga, how would you feel if I was thinking about your friends? And he was like, you probably have. And when I think about it, I would never say it out loud. But there is some people, yeah, I would. Yeah, I would. Fuck the shit out of them. But not in the mindset that I'm in today. You know what I mean? If I was single and I ain't really give a fuck about him, that's different. If we were just talking, we were just cool, just friend with benefits, we could do all the threesomes we want to fucking do. You and all your homies can fuck. I wouldn't give a fuck. But I'm trying to do something different. So, although, yes, I have thought about things like that, I'm able to I can never say that word. I'm able to separate it, right? I'm able to say to myself, okay, this is just a fantasy. This is just enough for me to jack my dick off and get my nut. It does not mean that it has to be done. It does not mean it will be done. And it does not mean I can pursue it. It's just a fantasy. It's a thought. I have a lot of crazy thoughts. A lot of kinky shit come through my mind. And I'm not trying to act on all that. So, yeah, like, I don't know, y'all. Like I said, it's a no right now. Maybe if I sit with it and process it, and maybe if the good opportunity come around and we in the right headspace and everything's going good, I may be down for it. But again, we got to get there first, baby. Like, we got to get there first. We just started off like, we only have too much. The romance is not over. Like, it's a lot of love to give. Let's just go with the flow and continue doing what we've been doing organically. And if a threesome presents itself down the line and it makes sense for the both of us and we're both in a good mindset and headspace, then yeah, Let's take that nigga down. Let's take that nigga down then. I don't give a fuck, stranger or no stranger. Take that nigga down, babe. Me and you both.
Excuse me, sir. Where's the meet at? Do you know?
Huh?
If we're not together and in sync, like the boy group, then baby, it ain't happening. It's a no. Until the end of time. No Justin Timberlake. And I don't know what else I can add to that. That was just mainly the topic I'm going to talk about because I had to just touch on that. I do want to know how y'all feel about it. Like, was I disrespected? Should I have been offended? I don't think I'm offended. I'm not offended by that. Look at me. Look at me. I can't be offended because somebody asked me to have a threesome because I've had so many. So why would I be offended? But yeah. Yeah. I don't know, y'all. This was just another episode. I'll be back on Friday. Y'all already know what it is. Every Tuesday, every Friday, over and over again. It's the Linkinwitrobby podcast. And I think I've said all I needed to say. Yep, I've said everything I needed to say. I'm wrap this shit on up. And on that note, I did enjoy myself talking to you today. I hope you enjoyed yourself. And if you did, come back next Wednesday. Every Wednesday after that. Tune in to what I gotta say. And yeah, just keep linking with Robbie.